Are you settled in yet, Bryce?
Yeah, look, there's still a few boxes in the hallways at home we need to unpack, but yeah, been here for over a week now and get my feel for the place again, which is nice.
Bit of a strange experience driving around the Adelaide streets again. It's been a while doing it permanently, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to really sink in now that I'm back here and in new colours and new surroundings, but yeah, look, enjoying driving around, moving in the same areas as I grew up, so it's nice to get a feel for the place again and around the corner from Mum and Dad's, which is handy as well.
What about being around here? What have you said? Back a week early, I presume, or a week or two early by senior players' standards?
Yeah, that's right. We had an extra couple of weeks. Obviously, Carlton finished a bit earlier than the Crows this year, but yeah, sort of come back and spending a week with the young boys, which has been really good, getting to know some new faces and getting to know the coaching staff and the footy department as well. So it's been enjoyable this week.
So when did you start training? Was it last Monday?
Monday just gone we started, so me and Sam Gibson. So
can you compare it to Carlton yet, or is it a bit too soon to make any comparisons about what they did, what the Crows do over pre-season to what Carlton do? Or?
Oh, look, no matter what pre-season you do at any club, they're all pretty tough. So look, it's been really refreshing for me to come into a new environment and, like I said, get to learn all the new players' names and staff as well. It's been really refreshing and it's been a good week so far. I've really enjoyed it.
So what are your aspirations for next season personally?
First and foremost, it's earning the respect off the playing group. Coming from another club, so I want to head down, bum up and train hard and you know, by all means, me coming in, played over 200 games. I'm certainly not entitled to anything at this footy club in terms of a spot in the side or anything like that. So I've certainly got to go out and earn that, and that's what I'm going to try and do over the summer. And yeah, hopefully play some intra-club games and some JLT games, and we'll go from there.
So you feel like you're starting again? I mean, a great career at Carlton, but you still like you're starting again with another point to prove? Or?
Oh, not a point to prove, but like I said, a new environment, a new club. I want to start off on a good note, and that's training hard and earning respect from your teammates and your peers. So that's the first thing on my agenda.
At Carlton, what was your perception of Adelaide? Like strengths and weaknesses? How did you rate them?
Oh, look, from looking outside, a very team-orientated football club. They all knew what they were doing when you played them, very organised, and obviously a very hard-running side as well. So yeah, it's no different coming in here. It's all about playing a team role and playing to the team structures, and yeah, that's what I'm learning so far.
Do you expect to play a pretty similar role here that you did at Carlton?
Look, I'm not too sure. I've only had a couple of sessions under my belt now, so no doubt as the pre-season goes on, sit down with Pikey and work out where he wants me to play. But yeah, I'm certainly open to midfield, down back, up forward, wherever they sort of need me. I'm happy to play that.
Do you think down back, with obviously Brodie Smith being out for most of next season, and that's the spot you could play across half back?
Oh, look, potentially. I've played a lot of half back pocket in my career over the 12 years, so it's certainly not a new position for me. But if that's what the team requires, I'll be more than happy to help out where I can.
If that's the case, though, would you need some sort of time to adapt, like during the pre-season, sort of change your training structures and stuff like that?
Look, not really. I think the modern game of footy is even though you might be a purely midfielder, you need to know the roles of the defenders. You need to know the running patterns of the forwards. The game changes within the game, you know, so much in the 2 hours that you're playing. So 1 minute you might be playing inside, next minute you'll be playing half back, next minute you'll be playing on the wing. So these days the players are across every sort of line, roles and that sort of thing. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
What's it been like the last couple of days, yourself and Sam Gibson, you know, working with the younger midfielders? Have you taken on a bit of a leadership role with guys like Miles Paholke and Jordan Gallucci and the draftees?
Probably the first thing is just learn everyone's names. That's probably been the most challenging thing. Players, it has actually been too bad. You sort of look from afar and you look on the app at night and just refresh your memory before coming into training, which has been good. But the staff as well, it's a little bit tricky. Obviously, these days at footy clubs, there's nearly 2 or 3 staff to one player these days. So that's probably been the biggest challenge. But yeah, as the pre-season unfolds, I'll obviously a senior head around the place, and if I can pass on some of my experiences and sort of what I've been through to young midfielders, and if it's young defenders or young forwards, I'll certainly do that.
How have your dealings with Pikey been so far? Obviously, from the outside, anyway, it looks like a bit of a different character to your former coach.
Yeah, I think building a relationship with your senior coach is pretty important, and looking from afar, he seems like a pretty relaxed character, and no doubt that he's got a few sprays in him, as every senior coach does, but I haven't had one of them yet, which is nice. But yeah, look, we'll continue to build that relationship over pre-season, and I think building a strong one's important.
How did you rate the Crows midfield when you played against them? That was considered, I guess, even though they made the grand final, probably maybe one player short. You could maybe be that player. How did you rate that midfield?
Oh, look, they've got an extremely strong midfield. They've got an extremely strong side in every line, really, and that's, I think, why they had such a consistent year. They had a lot of strong players in a lot of positions, and that's what makes them hard to play against. So look, I'm coming in, I can play a number of different roles, and hopefully I can add to a bit more of what they're doing.
And with due respect to Carlton, I guess a premiership wouldn't have been on the agenda every year in recent years at Carlton. Do you feel like that would be on the agenda here, and that you'll come in here with a good chance to win a flag?
Oh look, when I got the opportunity to come here, that wasn't the first thing on my mind. Obviously had some other reasons to ask for a trade, more so around family and a few other things, but I think that's an added bonus coming to the footy club. They're coming off the back of a really strong year, and they've just fallen short of the ultimate goal, and but at the same time I'm under no illusions. There's nothing, you're not entitled to anything in this game, and it's as hard as to win a flag as ever now, and the competition's that even. So I definitely know there's still a lot of hard work to go, and from what I've seen over the few days training here already, the boys are pretty hungry to get stuck into it, have another big pre-season, and take on 2018 season.
Do you fear a little bit for your former club? Obviously lost you, one of the better players, Doherty, down for a year. How do you see them going next year?
They'll be fine, mate. They've got a lot of strong characters at that footy club, a lot of quality coaches there as well. So, look, the outside, they look young, and they might take a bit of time, but knowing them pretty well, they'll be cracking in and training hard just as much as anyone. So,
you've been there for a long time. How are you going to feel playing against them?
Oh, I've got to get a game first, but we'll take one step at a time. And like I said, my purely aim is to earn the respect of the players here first, and train my backside off, and we'll worry about that down the track.
Mum and Dad pretty happy you being home?
Mum is, I'll tell you that much. We've got a little 2-year-old at home now, and it's certainly not about me anymore when I come home. It's all about him. So I think that's great. He can grow up. My fiance's got sister's got a little boy the same age, so it's going to be great for them to run around and grow up together. And obviously Eddie and a few other boys have got kids as well, so that'll make it easier. And yeah, looking forward to bringing the family up around Adelaide.
You happy with the number? It's a pretty famous one.
It is, yeah, for a couple of different reasons. Obviously watching Tony Modger as a kid, sitting on blokes' heads and that sort of thing. I can't really guarantee I can get off the ground, but I'll try my best when I can. And obviously Kate Simpson as well, one of my best mates at Carlton, wears a 6. So yeah, when the opportunity come up to grab it, I certainly did that.
What's your initial impressions of Darcy Fogarty, Bryce?
Yeah, really seems really impressive. I spoke to him on the phone just after he got drafted, and seems like he's got his head screwed on, which is a great start. And yeah, look, just talking to him now, he's just keen to learn as much as he can, and all those young guys are probably chalking at the bit to dive into training, but they'll sort of get eased into training over the pre-season. We might be doing everything in terms of a load wise, but yeah, they're keen to learn everything they can and have a crack. So first impressions are impressive.
So did you ring all the draftees, like rocked them to the port? Did you ring all the Crows draftees?
I got in contact with all of them, yeah.